Yes, viewers, my name, I'm called Oringi Bone Smiles, and we are right now stationed at Nyagak 3. And today, we are from Nyagak 1 power station, and we moved there with the members of parliament who have also come from all the way from Kampala, the committee from Natural Resources Committee. And standing with me is Honorable Songa Lawrence, the Honorable MP for Ora County. That has also been carved from Okoro County. Thank you very much, Honorable. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Today you are here, and we want you to tell us why are you in West Nile today, particularly in Zumbu District and Nyagak.
Thank you very much. My name is Bika Lawrence Songa, Member of Parliament for Ora County in Zumbu District. And in Parliament, I'm also the chair of the Climate Change Committee. I'm also a member of the Environment and Natural Resources Committee. And I'm also the chair of the West Nile Parliamentary Caucus. Now, why we are here today in Nyagak. It is not only Nyagak, because we had been to Arua yesterday. The whole thing started with a question which was raised in Parliament. There were petitions which came from the local people of West Nile, but there were also some questions which were not yet answered as far as the connection of West Nile to the national grid, and then the issue of the power outrages by Wenreko, and then issues to do with the Electromax. So today, actually yesterday, we were in Arua. Our purpose of coming as the Committee of Natural Resources is to come and verify and listen to the people exactly on their suggestion as well. What do they want us to do? Because they have gone through untold suffering as far as the power shortage in West Nile is concerned. So we have come to verify the data on the ground. One, Nyagak 1 was built to generate 3.5 megawatts. But what is being generated is about 1.7 megawatts. Until they are saying recently they repaired the turbine, we wanted to verify that. Then number two, Nyagak 3, work is not yet finished. It's supposed to generate for us 6.6 megawatt. This is the site where we are standing. And out of this 6.6 megawatt, they are saying the work, the progress is about 67%. But they still have shortage of money to complete the work. They are talking about 27 billion. We want to come and verify this on the ground, and we go back to Parliament. If the problem is money, we must provide that money in our budget, the 27 billion, so that Nyagak 3 can be completed. Okay. Then there is the issue of Electromax Wenreko. When I was the deputy chair of the Natural Resources Committee, around 2019, I was in the 10th Parliament. We made a decision after struggling with connection of West Nile to the national grid. It was taking long. They told us it was going to take 18 months. So me as chair of that committee, we resolved in that committee in 2019 that as we wait for the 18 months for West Nile to be connected to the national grid, there are people who have borrowed money from banks, microfinance, SACCO, and so on. They are doing some businesses which require electricity. They have restaurants, they have fridges, they are doing some welding. So they need power, otherwise the bank will come and grab the securities they have put for those loans. So as we wait for the national grid in the 18 months, can't we have alternative? So as a Committee of Natural Resources Committee, which I was the deputy chair, and I was the one who chaired the meeting in Entebbe Resort Hotel, we decided that since we had already installed 10 megawatts of electricity in Tororo, we want those generators of Electromax shifted to Arua immediately. And that's how those generators came to Ewata. It was our work in 2019. Okay. We brought the generators to Ewata. Another thing was now government needed to provide money for fuel so that generator can run. And in the agreement, we were expecting to generate from Ewata 8.2 megawatts. But what is being generated, finally Electromax reported to us was about 6.5 megawatts. But we discovered that if you have 6.5 megawatts, why is it power is always on and off? So we came to verify, and later we found out actually what is being generated was 3.3 megawatts. Okay. Unfortunately, and these things were happening when Electricity Regulatory Authority was seeing. Unfortunately, government had been releasing money until July 2022 for 6.5 megawatts to Electromax. And yet they were generating about 3.3 megawatts. So these are some of the issues we wanted to come and verify and report back to Parliament.
Okay, yes.
And that money, which we paid erroneously for power which was not generated, must be recovered. That's why when I presented the motion in Parliament, I was the one who presented on behalf of the West Nile people. And we, in our prayer, we demanded that a compliance audit must be done on error. They were supervising this. They were recommending further payment to Electromax when they knew that the power they were generating was only 3.3, not 6.5, not 8.2. Then number two, that means government has lost a lot of money. And then that is one of the prayers we put. Number two, it was the forensic audit to check whether or not government has lost a lot of money and how much. So that will be done. And then also we want, as a temporary solution, the generators are already here. The substations are already here. The thing is, they are for the people of West Nile. We don't want to tamper with them. What we need is they should be running to generate the power we want. If government, if Electromax and Wenreco, especially Electromax, if Electromax has failed to fuel those generators, the people of West Nile or independent companies should be contracted by the ministry to supply fuel. That is all, and the power will be there as we wait for the national grid, which they have extended the deadline to March 2023. We are still ready to wait for that March 2023, but we want the government to speed up the work. Those were some of the prayers we put. We also came and checked the substations in Nebi, in Muni, to see the progress of work. We have seen work moving, but in the meantime, we need adequate power so that businesses can come back. Many people have lost businesses, and those are the reasons why we have come here to assess on the ground as a Committee of Natural Resources and report back to Parliament. And then we want the people of West Nile to tell us issues that should reach government. It is this committee that can help amplify the issues and put government to task. Why are you not doing this and that? And it is only this committee. That's why we came.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Yeah.
Do you think, based on what you have said, should we expect that by 2023, as maybe you have said, do you think, looking at the work on the ground, do you think these 6.6 megawatts already have started to be generated in
this Nyagak 3, they are promising, but they need the 27 billion allocated to them so that they can complete the work. I think Nyagak 3, we are not so worried, but we are still going to listen to updated information from them. We want to know how far they have reached, but they have indicated to us one of the unfunded priority was the 27 billion. We want to provide that money in a supplementary so that the West Nile can have adequate power. Okay. Yeah, so this is why today we are here. We want to check the progress of the dam, but also in Nyagak 1 there are issues of a bridge. There is no bridge connecting, the shortcut connecting Paida to Nyapea sub-county. That should be done because this was to be part of the work of the dam people. But they have not done the bridge. It is a shortcut now. People are wasting a lot of fuel going through the main road. And yet there is a shortcut.
That could have been, was there an oversight in the work plan whereby the bridge maybe is not in the work plan?
This commissioning of Nyagak was about 2012. At that time, so we have demanded for all the contract, the agreements as a committee. We are going to scrutinize and see if the money for bridge was there, who ate the money. Okay. So all those we are going to put government to task to explain about the Nyagak 1 and then Nyagak 2. We also understand the issue of environmental destruction that are being done on the Congo side, affecting the level of water. We are now saying, engineers are here, can't we create a big reservoir so that even if there is destruction there, the little water can be collected over a long time so that we don't go below the level that can cause a lot of power load shedding here in West Nile. So those are some of the reasons we want to really clear up, so that the people of West Nile have really suffered. When I was presenting in Parliament, I said, these people of West Nile came back from exile. They wanted to join Uganda in development so that they can contribute to the development of the country. But now, programs of government are failing in West Nile because most of the enterprises that these programs are promoting, NUSAF, Youth Livelihood, PDM, they require electricity. So now if you have no electricity, what are we going to do? Most of our people are smallholder farmers. And now these smallholder farmers, they need their goods to reach the market. Now, the goods cannot reach the market if the roads are very poor. So we need to address just two issues. We don't want any war anymore in West Nile. We just need two things. We need tarmac roads in the places we have indicated, and then electricity. We shall do our own business. That's all we are demanding from government. That's why we want this power station completed, so that we have the adequate power here. And then we want next we are going to talk about the roads. Yeah. We have a number of roads we have listed that are of priority to West Nile. Yeah. This road you see coming from Kampala going to Kaya or Vura, these are just connecting us to the neighboring countries. Yeah. Assuming the neighboring countries were not there, we would be having no tarmac road in West Nile. Yeah. So we have a list of them, we are going to raise them. But most importantly, electricity is very important. Now in a situation where you have no roads, you must have electricity, so that at farm gate you can do some processing, value addition. When you have done some value addition using electricity, and then you can send them to distant market. And the money which you are paying for school fees, medical and investment in West Nile here comes from agriculture. Now if agriculture is not helping us, there is no way we are going to develop. So those are the issues we want to put across to the government, and it is Natural Resources Committee that can help us to address the issue of electricity.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Maybe one thing which I have not mentioned, because agriculture is failing, because there is no electricity, businesses are collapsing, small restaurant, maybe grinding machine or welding plants are all collapsing because there is no power. People are now going to look for things which can give them money, like cutting trees for charcoal and firewood. The environment of West Nile is really getting degraded at high speed, not by the people of West Nile, but people who are coming from elsewhere. Because now there is, if you go to Mount Kay, for example, that forest is gone. If you go to all these places, you will see that there is a lot of charcoal burning, and they are cutting trees for firewood. So that is going to affect most of our farmers in the long run. So to prevent environmental degradation, we really need to address the issue of electricity and then the roads. Then the electricity, first we want people to get connected. There are power lines which are passing. It can pass even over your house, but you will be having no power. So we need these lines, if they are passing in your area, the people should be connected. Places like Obongi, up to now, and they don't have power. We want to tap for them power maybe from Ariwa, so that they can have power in Obongi. There are many places like that. That's why we need the source of power to be very strong, reliable, and we shall work on the cost later. We want the power charges also to come down so that people can afford. That's why the Committee of Environment and Natural Resources, we are here in West Nile to assess this and report back to Parliament. Areas which require putting government to task, we shall put. Areas where we sense some corruption issues, we shall also raise them to government.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Yes, that has been Honorable Songa Lawrence, the MP for Ora County, and also he's a big man. He is also the chairman, the chairperson for West Nile Parliamentary Caucus, and plus other committees that he mentioned earlier on. We look forward to working with our area MPs or area local leaders to make sure that Zumbu district goes to another level. And also the people of Zumbu district, now that power is being generated here, we are so praying hard that let this power of Nyagak 3 also start the 6.6 megawatts, plus the one of Nyagak 1 3.5 megawatts. Altogether, we'll be having about 10.1 megawatts being produced on Nyagak. And also, maybe urging, basing on what Honorable has also talked of, that this power, once the power has been connected, and very soon that also West Nile will be connected to the national grid, which will also be a very big boost to our district of Zombo district, and also plus much more,
West Nile,
and also West Nile inclusive. Now, with all this, we see that if our leaders are also united in doing their work, then most of the things that have been put in plan will be achieved. Thank you very much. I shall remain Oringi Bonne Smiles of the living room. Thank you very much.
Thank